Looks like it's gonna be a soggy day today. Lots and lots of rain. Fortunately, most of the stuff I usually do on Sundays are indoors anyways. That's kind of random, just like a pair of boots or something there. I think I partially figured out some of the incompatibilities when I upgraded the OS to the Nugget or Nougat, the Android, however you pronounce it. Apparently you have to turn like this phone discovery setting on. So maybe that'll help other people too if you're having issues with connections and so forth. Because by default it seems like it's turned off, so a lot of the Bluetooth devices and stuff couldn't connect to it for some reason. Just when I left too, I was checking the shipment status for the DJI Mavic Pro battery and sleeve. Apparently it's already in Vancouver. So maybe I'll be getting it tomorrow. They said it actually wasn't supposed to arrive until Tuesday, so that'll be kind of interesting. So I'll have like the new battery and stuff like that, but will I be able to fly it anywhere? That depends. I guess at minimum I'll get to show you guys what the sleeve and stuff looks like too and whether or not it's worth it. Oh, what a sight this is, whatever the heck this is. What the heck is that? It's like popcorn and something else it looks like. Okay, one workout for the day though. Oh, my GoPro is finally working, so it's good. Check my steps and stuff. It's pouring rain outside too, so I gotta head out to my martial arts destination number 2 still. Just checking out the prices and stuff, see if there's anything good here. I'm just reading some of your guys' comments too. You guys actually have a lot of interesting points from yesterday and stuff. Things like contacting MLAs and stuff like that. Actually, I'll talk a bit about that a little later because someone actually brought that up before, even before all these laws took place. Man, it seems bigger than an Mavic Pro. That one had the casualty. Holy cow, that's some giant Pikachus. It's hilarious.
If you want to peel and slice vegetables in an instant, then you need the Titan.
I don't know, do I?
The incredible multi-purpose tool.
I'm a little early, so I thought I'd take the time to read some stuff that you guys suggested me to read. Some of them were about drone licenses and all that. Should I start talking next to the wooden dummy? Might be a little noisy though, I can hear the stuff in the background. Maybe I'll do this one day. You wonder what that's for? Basically, you're supposed to light the candle, and then when you punch, like it should get rid of the flame in the candle if you're like punching with like a lot of strength. Right, anyways, let's try reading this. So, it was an article here on Flight Lab, and basically what it is, it's trying to rethink, it says, like the way the Canadian drone laws are. And instead of having something like a recreation versus commercial, I guess they're proposing something like a license-based, kind of like having a car. So for example, like a unrestricted license, you can only fly like 1 kilometer or whatever. Like you can't fly 1 kilometer within an aerodrome, it says, no flights over people and so forth, but your drone would have to be under 250 grams. And then according to all the other classes, like depending on the higher ones, A, B, C, you'll be able to fly like farther, higher and all that. I don't know, I think a license-based system probably is better than what they have now, because to me it actually makes no sense in terms of things like saying, for example, the only reason why you're getting this commercial license or whatever is because you're doing commercial work. That doesn't really make sense to me, because even with people like say a car, you could technically film something in your car, correct, and then sell the footage of your dash cam car to someone. That's not like the responsibility of ICBC, like the insurance company or whatever here to like manage that or whatever it is. Instead, that's based on like Canada revenue stuff. Like if you're making money on that, then you claim that as your income. Now, whether or not you have to register for like things like taxes and so forth depends on how much income you generate. To me, that makes more sense. It's kind of like debating what's the difference between someone that runs a lemonade stand versus someone that wants to set up a storefront in many ways, right? I don't know. The only other interesting thing is, in my opinion, basing the license on the weight doesn't seem as I don't know what's the right word. Doesn't seem as accurate. I mean, like a car, for example, whether you drive a smart car that's really tiny with 2 seats or like a 4-door one, it's the same license. Like there's a different class for it. That's based more on the vehicle type. Like there's a difference between a bus and a car, and I feel that's what you need to make a distinction of here. Like there's a difference between, in my opinion, like, okay, not to start like the wars, okay, I know like DJI and GoPro fans, they kill each other, but I would assume, okay, something like my Mavic Pro is a lot safer in general than a GoPro Karma, just based on the sensors and the collision detection. So I think that's what you need to base it on in many ways, like a certain class of vehicles or drones, if that makes sense, in terms of what they should be permitted for. And again, keep in mind too, these were basically suggestions, like, and ideas from people. It wasn't like official or anything, but it's a good idea in my opinion. Again, I would be interested in seeing something that's more based on, I guess, the type of security features and stuff that you have in place. Like I even said before, like it makes sense if you say, for example, like if you're around crowds and so forth, you can't fly it like in sports mode, for example, like in super fast speeds with sensors off. And that's the only time I've actually seen accidents so far, is when people have stuff like that off because they want an adrenaline rush. So that should come down to like common sense and the type of like aircraft, drone, whatever you want to call it. Because I was even talking to the person yesterday on how people fly drones. Like for me, when I take videos, a lot of the times actually I just like fly straight up. I do a pan, maybe like circle around a little bit and come back down. So I don't know if that factors in with this, like whether it makes it too complicated, but I feel it comes down to your purpose in terms of how you're using it. Like, are you using it as a racing drone or are you using it as a photography drone? I think that's a huge difference in my opinion. Actually, one interesting thing that was brought up, one of you guys brought up in the comments, you were saying here, like petitions and stuff were nice, but then you should start like contacting MLAs and stuff, because that's what their job is, to represent the people, like to press onto the government about laws. That's kind of interesting because I met a person like in one of the meetups, and he said one of the, like a party member or something like that actually approached him saying he felt drones were very underrepresented, like in the Vancouver and BC area. So what he wanted to do was something like he wanted to try to find like 100 drone flyers or something like that, like to have them all in one place, because apparently that would be like a world record or something. And that was just to get attention, like to get global attention, that it's a big industry and it's something the country should focus more on, like drone flyers and the technology. So it's kind of interesting about this MLA comment you have, because in many ways I think that would actually generate a lot of interesting publicity and stuff too about the issues. It'll be a lot more effective in my opinion than a petition. But how do you get 100 drone flyers like here in the BC area? Do you anyone know 100 drone flyers are willing to fly in the same area that's quote legal right now in order to generate like conversation? That's interesting though in my opinion, if that can actually be pulled off. Hello, how you doing? That's a big doll. What's his name?
Her name is called Puppy the Princess.
Puppy the Princess, wow. Does it have a body or is it just a head?
There's a body too.
Okay, that's in a jacket. Okay. That's cute. She had like this, there's a little girl here, she had like this huge doll and there's a huge head sticking out for a jacket, I guess, yeah. It looks like a troll, a treasure troll or something like that. And can you believe there's people that actually do this for like, what, 6 hours a day and stuff like that? They just sit here. Oof, okay, that's a lot of wooden dummy stuff to learn today. Too bad I can't show you guys like the conversations and stuff, the stuff he's teaching me about. Apparently, like even like in China or something like that, there's supposed to be some kind of huge martial arts event, like people from all over the country. I've been saying like, hey, is this filmed? And he said it was, so it'd be kind of interesting if I could actually see that. Alright, I think the day is almost done. I just still have some stuff to do when I get home. How about we edit some videos for fun? Let me just randomly choose something. Alright, see you guys later.